All right, no one likes broken fingers or squash fingers, so it's time to talk handguards. Alrighty, so it turns out one of our film guys, Robbie, is actually heading down to his first ever motorcycle event, which happens to be the Transmoto 10 Hour in Tumut. So we're going to be fitting a set of bark busters today. Now these bark busters do come in a variety of different styles. This one happens to be the single mount, so we're going to help hopefully protect his hands from trees, sticks, rocks, whatever the trail throws at him. Alright, so we've opened our box here. The general instructions are on the bit of cardboard here. We've got all our pieces. Now they're super simple to install. You need a very basic amount of tools. We've just got a screwdriver, Allen key, a couple of spanners and a wrench as well. So the easiest way to do this is, for me personally, I like to separate the two, keep the left and right side separate. That way we can divide the bolts and make things a lot easier when we go to install them. So what we'll do firstly, we'll start to assemble, the bark busters themselves, and then we'll throw them on the bike. So personally, I would use these on a motocross bike, especially if you're racing and stuff like that. They're a perfect investment for keeping your hands protected from rocks and debris from other riders on the track. So it's definitely something to invest on if you're racing, or if you're riding with a bunch of mates that throw heaps of roost at you, especially behind a big 450. On the trail, these are perfect to protect from sticks and trees and rocks and stuff like that, especially when you're riding through tight bush sections. If you're an enduro rider, trail rider, anything like that, definitely an investment for the future. So we're just assembling the bark busters now. There's a diagram on the cardboard cutout here on the bark buster sheet. So it'll tell you exactly where all the bolts go, what length bolts, so you can work out exactly which bolt goes where.
A few moments later.
All right, so we've just assembled the off the bike. Now it's time to actually throw them on the bike and make sure everything fits. So as you're installing them on the bike, the biggest thing is to be careful of your cables of your kill switch, launch control if your bike has it fitted electric start. So you don't want to crimp the wires when you're installing the bark busters. So we're just going to go underneath the wires here and slightly line everything up, and we'll get the bolts through just to hold it there, and then we'll get the position correct once we are done. Now bark busters do supply 25mm long Allen key head bolts here, so different thickness of bars you can actually fit them on, no stress at all. So we'll just go ahead and just slightly snug that up, and we'll position it in line with where your hands are going to be. We'll bring it down a little bit, so that's going to protect you, the lever and the bike itself. Now they don't have to be overly tight, so don't hang off this thing. We're just getting it nice and snug so it holds the bark buster firmly in place but without snapping any bolts. So that's that one all done. We'll get the right side done now. So with the right side, again, be careful that electric start cable. We don't want to crimp that one. Otherwise you'll be in a strife. You won't be able to start your bike, so we don't want that. So we'll tuck in under that cable. Put the backing plate on. We'll go straight through. So our film guy, Robbie, it's his first ever event. He's destined to go over the handlebars, so this is definitely a wise investment for him and the bike. Hopefully he can finish a lap, but my money's on he doesn't. So we're just not quite happy with that positioning. We're going to have to cut this cable tie here on the handlebar. So just going to cut that cable off, just so we can get the bark buster nice and close to the brake assembly and tighten it down in place. And then we'll just grab another cable tie and neaten that electric start cable up. It's just to hold that cable nice and tight, just in case any sticks and stuff come through and try and rip the cable off. So, especially in the bush, it's super important. And there you have it. We've installed our set of bark busters. Hopefully Robbie can survive his Transmoto experience, and we'll let you know how he goes.